falling in love with the input, falling in love with the effort, with putting in the effort, falling in love with the journey, as cliche as that may sound, has been incredibly revelating and healing to me because I'll tell you what, I am not a patient person. I mean, if you know me, you will be like, oh, he is a patient person. But if I want something, I don't have the patience for it. If I see some shiny piece of technology, because I'm a technology enthusiast, I love looking at the newest stuff. If I want it, I want it yesterday. So that gives me a lot of worry inside myself for no fucking reason, right? So if I set goals for myself to get something, to get some kind of an output, maybe a monetary achievement, maybe a career growth, maybe followers, right? I will not be able to follow through with the input. And I have this quote here on my wall that I absolutely love just reading it every day. The person who loves walking will walk farther than the person who loves the destination. And that's how I trained myself to love the walking process. And it's way more difficult. I know everybody is like, fall in love with the journey, fall in love with the progress. But it's very difficult to do because we put expectations on literally everything. We calculate our energy and our inputs so that we get something out of it. Why? Very simple, it's for survival. Because if we just spread our energy without clear objective for food, for reproduction, for anything, right? For us to get something, we're wasting it and we might die. Not literally, not right now, but in the past, absolutely. You would go in the jungle, you need to calculate how much time you have, you need shelter, you need food. You cannot just be dabbling here and there on certain stuff. So it's pretty simple that we are very calculated animals subconsciously. Everything happens subconsciously, right? And when people say, oh, some people are lazy or something, no, they're saving energy. They just think that anything that they need to do right now is just not worth it. They may need to fight a bigger lion later, which is the reason why a lot of people with anxiety, they're lazy. Okay? They're lazy. I am lazy. I know my anxiety. I know my shit. Right? So I know that I'm lazy. Why? Because my anxiety thinks that I need to be saving up energy in case a huge problem comes up later in the day or later in the week. And then I procrastinate on the things that I need to do because I'm like, that's just not worth it. Right? I hope that makes sense. But yeah, I am falling in love with the input. I'm not yet in love. Sometimes I put unnecessary expectations. But falling in love with the input is what allows me to kind of detach from the expectations. Because every time somebody says, don't put any expectations on it, I'm like, I don't know how to do that. I will put expectations subconsciously, anyways. So instead, I want to redirect my attention to the input, how much input I'm gonna do, how much progress, and just gonna go from there. I'm gonna find ways to cope with that. I'm gonna find solace in the way that I am at least producing and moving forward, getting data, getting signals, and improving based off of that.